Hello, welcome. If you have a question, feel free to post your question in the live chat box, and then payment details are posted below the video. Today I'm answering your questions, burning questions, whether it's about love, relationships, soulmates, work, career, um, paranormal issues. Today there's no limits to any of the questions you can ask. Okay, so it's just taking some time to write in the live chat box. Today is a psychic mediumship show, live readings. You can ask any questions. Again, the details are they're in the description box if you are looking for maybe answers. Maybe you're seeking to communicate with spirit guides, a loved one on the other side, a pet on the other side. Put your question in the live chat and then send your payment to jojoempathic on CashApp, PayPal, or Venmo. So while I wait for anyone to join us, I should be on this call today probably for about an hour. We'll see who wants to show up. I didn't really advertise for the show, but here I am. I hope that gets some traction and traffic here. I do have tarot cards if you're looking for a tarot card reading. I'm probably just going to dive into a collective message and just fill you guys in for those that watch this on replay, some updates with JoJo Empathic. But if you would like your reading, go ahead and post your question in the live chat. Drop a payment to the payment methods in the description box, and I'll go ahead and give you a live, real-time reading. Ask any of your burning questions, soulmates, work, relationship, home reading, communicate with loved ones on the other side. So I'm joining from Frisco, Texas tonight. Super cloudy. There's a flood warning, and this is really on time for our astrology this week with Scorpio and Mars transits. It's pretty crazy. The asteroids are screaming kind of like natural disaster and flood energy. So we should see pretty intense possible flooding, rains, hurricanes into this weekend. And that's what it looks like outside here today. It looks just cloudy, but it feels nice. In Texas, it's kind of cooled down a bit. Not too hot and humid, but it is nice to wake up in the morning and feel a little bit chilly. So if you didn't know, I'm from Western New York, and at this time of the year, it's like boot season already. So down here, it's not quite that cold yet, but I do love boot season. One thing I want to talk about, so my live radio show airs every fourth Wednesday of the month at noon Central on newsforthesoulradio.com. And you can listen on any major broadcasting stream network, Spotify, and not this, yes, what are we at? So today's Thursday, not yesterday, but last month. So September's radio show, I was giving a message for the collective, and one of the things that came through from Spirit was to explained that this is a really good time to protest. And it was just spirit putting that through me. And then fast forward, I didn't even know that we were going to have this No King's Day protest. And I want to talk about it because today I was walking, and I walk pretty often. It's very grounding for me, and I just love to exercise in that way. And on my walk, I was saying to myself how proud I am to have witnessed the No King's Day protest in Little Elm, Texas, recently. How proud I was to look out the car window and see other Texans that were honking and sending peace signs and promoting this protest against the fascism and dictatorship and the racism that we are seeing in the White House presently. It made me feel really good because the first time that this man was in office, Texas was scary to me. It was very um, disheartening and frightening as a woman of color to be here and to be surrounded by so many MAGA supporters here in Texas. If you didn't know, wherever you are in the world, Texas in the United States is very Republican, very conservative, and um, I don't feel at the time that when he was first in office, the awakening wasn't as strong. It was the prelude to the awakening we're seeing today. So, in other words, as hard as this may sound to hear, a lot of people were feeding into the illusion and they didn't see through the illusion before. But now we are really, truly, finally awakening. And it just felt so good to look out the window and see, neighbors that were just promoting um, what's what's going on in America. So hello, welcome. Tonight I'm giving live psychic mediumship readings. If you have a burning question for spirit, feel free to drop it in the live chat. And I'm offering these readings for $5 to $20, depending on how long of an answer you're seeking. So while I'm giving this message, anytime someone jumps in, I'm watching for it, and I just want to kind of reintroduce what's going on. But I'm going to go back to what I was talking about, the collective message. Um, I want to say this: why are we so fooled by evil? And so we have someone here. I just want to say hello, welcome. Tonight I'm giving live psychic mediumship readings. If you have a question for spirit, go ahead and drop it in the live chat, and payment details are in the description box. But I'll go back here to the message. Um, why are we so fooled by evil? Religion. Religion has really fooled people to not have real discernment of evil. For example, you've seen a lot of the Christian white nationalists that have, they're gung ho pushing their religion on other people, and you'll still see them with their bumper stickers that say, keep people out, and just hateful bumper stickers, and just voting into this movement is completely a hypocrisy to what I would say Christianity really tries to stand for. But because it's such an illusion, if we feed into that matrix, you're fooled by a lot of things. And so, for example, a lot of the Christians would say that Donald Trump is, the way, and they voted for him. And someone like me, who is what I would say a real reverend, is evil. So things are backwards in today's society. And what's so beautiful about the present day is I'm feeling the energy shift, which is part of a greater prophecy that the Hopi prophecy declared, where they were stating that the head becomes the tail. Um, Astrologically, this is known as like when Pluto is in Aquarius, which is now. And so this is a very revolutionary energy. This is where women begin to rise to places of power and the patriarchy begins to dismantle a bit so that we can even ourselves out in unity, okay, which is long overdue. the corruption, the evilness, the greed, the racism, the hatred, we can no longer ignore as these systems are being dismantled. And so the first time he was in office, it had to be this way. Because if people didn't put themselves into a place of investing so deeply into this sector today, they wouldn't have learned the lessons that are truly needed to deeply prune the soul and the mind, the heart, um, which is where a lot of people are at if they're able to let go of their ego. And I think that it's so clear the things that he's doing, like, bankrupting all of our farmers, and then soon will be importing meat from Argentina. People are having a riot about this. They're finally seeing, they said, oh, well, I thought there was going to be decrease in egg prices and groceries. And, they were fooled, but now they're seeing. And one of the points that I was called by Spirit to share in protest to Donald Trump was that he's going to really hurt the military and veterans. And I thought that that would really hit home for a lot of Americans, but they just didn't believe it. They just didn't believe it. So now we're seeing a lot of veterans losing benefits. And in smaller rural communities, a lot of the doctors that were working for like VA medical centers for veterans, they're leaving. And so we are seeing a complete um, boot on the people. We're being stomped on in a way that's completely clear and almost undeniable. But I'll tell you this, I did have somebody recently tell me, a white person, white man, that to this day, he still believes that Donald Trump has done a lot for Black Americans. And one of the things that I would fact check that with is I have a video on my YouTube channel. You should check it out if you're really interested in a really interesting clip of like all of Donald Trump's racism. I've kind of put, I think it's like 10 or 15 minutes together of some of his best racist clips. It's undeniable. And of course, this person kind of, said would watch it but didn't. And one of the things I had in there fact checking was that in the Air Force, there's been a movement to delete the history of uh, Black history in the Air Force. And we see it not only in the Air Force, but we see it in America and other historical places and organizations where he is pushing to destroy statues of icons that are Black in America, and are trying to erase our history and really pushing and working for this movement towards kind of reversing the civil rights movement, which gave not only Black people, Black Americans rights, but women too. It worked towards liberation of all people, and more freedom for all. So it's undeniable. It's in our face. It's loud. And one of the things that we have to realize if we want to be a good neighbor in America is that you have to understand that Donald Trump is really an example of our neighbors. People were voting for the image of themselves. Okay, so they see this person as someone that they idolize, the part of them they wish they could be, part of them that wishes they had this voice. And it's really sad for those that have not woken up at this point. But you'll see a lot of men that will still continue to push this agenda. And unfortunately, a lot of women that won't stand with us, ladies, in the revolution towards um, more of an equality in terms of not just being reigned by a patriarchy, but more of the matriarchy stepping into places of power. And this goes for women and women of color in places of power in politics and business and medicine and sciences. So we are rising, and that won't be stopped. You could say this is more of a destiny, um, charted time. Now, with destiny, if you didn't know, we'll kind of switch gears a little bit into like psychic mediumship or spiritual development. It's not linear, our future. There's no just destiny, there's actually free will. So if you have free will, you have consciousness, and consciousness and free will, they go together. And with that, that means that there's probable outcomes for a destiny, for there's numerous, infinite possible paths that can actually play out from one choice, from one thought, a belief system. The actions you take towards something, your intention, is really what shifts the matrix and your reality. So we have free will right now, and I think it's just really important that we continue to stand together. We continue to protest. Now, I don't go out to these protests. Um, I protest in different ways. My life has been completely shaken since what, this time last year, completely shaken. And the protests that I've gone through have been, with banks, big banks, stores, oil and gas, different companies, monopolies that have really funded and promoted this monster regime, and the wars that we're seeing here in Gaza and around the world. So I protested my own way, but I still nonetheless protest, and it's taken it's literally influenced every aspect of my life, and I wouldn't take it back, because now I'm starting to feel like the energy's shifting. It's like this has been really hard this past year, but to be honest, I feel like the head is starting to become the tail. MAGA will fall. And there's a consequence to choosing hatred. There's a consequence to feeding the lies and feeding the division and the hate speech and the separation, um, and the punishing and the killing of people. This administration is trying to deport legal citizens. Where this administration has promoted public executions, and it's dangerous. Whether you have the hatred in your heart to agree with that type of method of punishment, because it's just a pebble into what that grows into, a bigger ripple. For example, I saw an article, there's a basketball player, I feel like Indonesia, and he's potentially facing the death penalty for marijuana, like gummies. And so that is bizarre and unfortunate beyond means. But these type of dictators, they slowly bring us to this type of world, slowly but surely. And so I recommend, if maybe you were fooled by Trump, maybe you don't have discernment of evil, work with me. Um, but you have to have an open heart, okay? And none of my communities that I create, any of the group chats, it's really free, except for I don't stand for promoting this villain, because it's almost like it's offensive. It's offensive to women, people of color, people with disabilities, okay? People of different religions. I mean, his Islamic hate speech, him saying we're going to keep all of the Muslims out of the country. I mean, wow. And if you side with that, it really shows who you are, okay? And there's a consequence to that, because what what hurts one, it hurts us all. There's laws here, and we should be standing together. We should be good neighbors. We should be welcoming of other people. This is an immigrant nation. You don't like it, go back to England, where your ancestors came from, because this was not your land. That's how I feel to a lot of the white nationalists right now that are just so angry and bitter and hating people of color that are coming here for a better life. Um, Trump's hateful racist rhetoric about African um, uh, countries and Haiti, and how he talks about these places, is just disturbing, and it's undeniable, this monster's agenda. to really dismantle freedom. So I call that the Antichrist because I feel that the Christ is a consciousness of sovereignty and choice and freedom. So he is the exact representation of the anti-choice. So I'm proud of America because we are standing together. I'm seeing a lot of white people in America stand up against this person. I have friends in other countries, and I'm hearing about them saying, "Oh my God, this is crazy that people resonate with this person." And it's embarrassing to say, like, yeah, this is what my average neighbor's like, my friend, family. But there's a consequence to this, and they will fall. I think that, hello, welcome if you're joining now. Today is a live psychic mediumship reading. If you have a question for spirit, maybe you'd like to communicate with a loved one on the other side, your guides or angels, you can drop your question in the live chat, and payment methods are posted in the description box. Right now, I'm just kind of rambling on with a collective message for the replay and anyone that tunes in and wants to stay. So I'm proud to see people here, people there, people here everywhere, kind of uniting. This is what we need to be in this energy in order to come out of this. I want to go on about this JD Vance, who was very anti-Trump not too long ago. I don't have his exact words, but a lot of the things that he would say was like, anyone that votes for Trump is stupid, and this is like completely ungodly to have this man be our president. Now he's his right hand. We also have clips of him saying that, we need this government shutdown. We should work it to get our way. And then just the other day, we have him saying this government shutdown is not what we need. And so it's barbaric and disgusting that there are so many of these souls or vessels, you could say, being played or used by really dark forces. But there's hope. This is like 1 year later, there is hope. I'm starting really to see it and feel it. Like, I think that where I was going at is that I was called years ago to talk about the prophecy of MAGA mindset, because it's a mindset. If you are voting for Trump and MAGA, it's a really reflection of you and your heart, your mind. And what I see and what I've been called to really share, and it's deep, is that mindset of hatred leads to it's stone cold depression, anxiety, lung issues, heart issues. For women, we're going to see a lot of Christian white nationalist women or Christian women in general go with dementia in their older age and completely forget who their family is. I don't want to sound harsh. I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe or diagnose. This is just prophecy I've been called to share as a warning that this is not okay. And there is a consequence to feeding an illusion of this reality. The mind, the body will follow. It starts with the mind. The belief leads the physical manifestation. So you'll see a lot of MAGA people have broken families. They'll end up in really horrific tragedies. You'll see MAGA, a lot of MAGA men with sacral chakra cancers. It's deep. It's not something to play with, and there will be the flip. This will flip. But I think right now, what I'm predicting is that it's going to be it might be a cold winter. I think that he might go full throttle before midterms and really try to just do whatever he can to get his last hurrah in. So I think the military and cities will end up going to voter booths, and that's going to be very bad for the truth to reign. So our prayer is important, the visualization, your speaking out, your protest, your peaceful protest is super necessary. Those that are staying silent, those that are, cuddled up with MAGA right now, you're part of the problem. Silence is a problem, is part of that, and it's not okay. So be mindful of who your friends and family are that you keep close to you, because it sticks like sticky energy, like residual energy, and it's like a plague. So things are shifting, and probably about a year from now, we will be getting ourselves out of this. So, what else could I talk about today, Spirit? That was kind of what I wanted to really share about Trump. Hopefully, somebody wants to ask a question. Let's talk about Jojo Empathic. I'm actually, this channel hasn't really served me in a way that I feel like I really want, or in a reciprocal way. It's had its place. It's beneficial. It's helped me to grow. Um, I've heard a lot of positive feedback on the messages I've shared on this channel, but I think that I'm ready to advance higher. So I'm going through a rebranding, and I'll say stay tuned. Stay connected to my emailer. You can go ahead and put your email in at jojoempathic.com. It's a pop-up to go ahead and get on the newsletter. Just stay tuned, because I will be announcing my new YouTube channel, and I'll probably, I wouldn't say abandon this one, but this will be more of just, excuse me, going live, versus the content, the teachings, and the transmissions that my other channel will hold. So lots of switching in this on the social media front. Social media is something else that I've been protesting. I don't get down with TikTok. Um, I didn't get down with how Trump was in his first presidency, so excited to ban TikTok, and then this time around he's the savior. I don't play that, so I've banned that. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not a fan of them taking down journalists in Gaza that have sacrificed their lives, um, and also targeting people that speak out against Gaza. So although social media is a great marketing tool for my ministry and business, I'm not a sellout. And there's this part of me, I'm Aquarius, Scorpio, Leo. If you guys didn't know, the Aquarian in me cannot be a part of it. So I'm really sticking to YouTube. I feel this will be probably one of the more longer term social media platforms that will allow more freedom of speech. But another concern about this monster is freedom of speech, as we recently in this past week saw with the administration and the War Department um, has now pushed broadcasting stations to have them sign a huge agreement on what they can say and put out. Um, I saw that coming. I think he's going to be cracking down on other individuals this year. I think he will target the spiritual community. Um, so that's been another protest for me, is just staying out of there. So we will see me on another channel here soon. And then I'm going to be starting a vlog soon where I will be sharing a lot of my poetry and rapping that I've been doing lately, dropping some songs I'm really excited to share with you guys. Some that have been on the channel, and that, sometimes I post and I share with people privately, like my friends or circle. And I have heard feedback from one client saying how amazing my one song was. But yeah, it's just kind of shocking. Like, yeah, I rap now, but it's new for me too. It's this like new identity I'm stepping into with broadcasting and more creative expression, sensuality, and flow, and I love it. So I will be dropping a lot of my rap songs and poetry on my other channel that I'll be starting soon, as well as sharing a little bit of my personal life with you guys if you're interested. My life is kind of interesting. It's nomadic and adventurous and mystical. So I'm excited for that. So we've got that going on. We've got the vlog, the new channel. What else? The EA Center, I recently opened a virtual healing center. It's jojoempathic.com/EAH. Now, it stands for Earth Angel Healing Center. So this is my angel team, my Earth Angel Healing team. Right now, I have one individual who I've worked with for a few years now that has definitely earned the spot there and is a really great teammate with me. So it's a church community, essentially. I don't like the word church. I'm not religious, but it's a community of faith and service. So if you're interested in joining us, you should. We're healers and we're trained in it and we're dedicated and we have an anointing and calling on our lives. So that's why we're there. So that's who I'm attracting to work with. A lot of times, starseeds, empaths, light workers, the black sheep always say, "Oh, I have no community. I'm so alone." So the way I had to check myself when I would say that because I'm like, well, what's the solution to that? You create communities. So many people will bitch and moan about, not having community. Create it. Create it. So this is what I've done is creating a community and it's the right souls at the right time. And I believe that. So I'm open to different healing modalities from around the world. So let's say you have a specific type of healing that you're interested in that you can bring into the center. I so want to work with you. I do offer a training program that you have to get certified through working with me and kind of proving that you can tap into all the clairs, that you can accurately read, that you're doing this from a place of the highest good. But whenever you're working with JoJo Empathic in any capacity, whether you're training with me to be a healer or you're just taking spiritual development sessions to better your own spiritual connection and find your own methods, I am about spiritual sovereignty. I am not about, oh, just my method. No, I was the black sheep. I am the black sheep in my family. Aquarian is kind of quirky. It's different. It's like I've always been that person, and I have had to learn to love and celebrate myself when others wouldn't. Okay. So this is what JoJo Empathic is. It's a transmission from my soul to hold space for other individuals who are looking for a safe space and community to be able to authentically express themselves and practice spiritual sovereignty, whatever that may be. What we come together in is being rooted in the higher power, the higher frequency, and feeling a call to serve. That's it, and that's that common ground. Otherwise, I want diversity to be around me in the center. We take prayer requests and we pray together. So if you have a prayer request and you're watching this as a replay, you can email me if it's private, jojo@jojoempathic.com, or you can drop it in the comment here, and we will send healing prayers. So we talk very often. If you join the ES Center, you'll be part of our private WhatsApp group chat, which is it's been really wonderful to be in a community with someone else, just one right now, that's very like-minded and encouraging. It's just flow state, which is great. So join, okay? And once you are done training with me, you can actually keep 100% of your profit. So I don't take profit from the ES Center. It goes, 100% to the healer. Okay, so join us. We've got that going on. I'm also looking to connect with other medical intuitives, other healers, other mystics that want to join me on my live radio station show. So it is a station that is, I feel like, one of the top conscious radio stations. It's been in broadcasting since '97, and amazing souls are on there teaching and preaching and giving healing and readings. So check out newsforthesoulradio.com. It's an honor to be there. The producer is super cool to me and inspirational. So if you would like to get on to the station with me and join my show, Journeys with JoJo Empathic, we can get together. Email me, jojo@jojoempathic.com. Shoot me a text, 214-937-9132. Let's collaborate. So I'm seeking to get together with other mystics that want to either give messages together, or do joint readings together, I'm open. So let me know what your thoughts are. And also, if you have like some sort of sacred teaching that you want to give out or a transmission that you want to share for individuals, this is a large station. So it's a huge network where there's going to be international listeners. And so if you want to serve in that capacity, join me because I'm looking and open to adding people to my show. So I can't even believe that, 10 months into the year, almost 11, that I've been on with the stations for almost a year now. It's crazy. The first, 7 shows were, I believe, on the chakras. So I didn't do Earth Star or Soul Star. I just did the 7 chakras and tried to give unique content. I did some readings live, some email, and some call-ins. You can call into the station, and I recommend that you do. I'm going to get the number for you here. So if you ever tune into the radio station while I'm live, and we're taking calls, you can call the line and receive a free live reading. It's 716-333-SOUL, 716-333-7685. Shout out to the 716, where I'm from. So yeah, so I have that going on. And the chakra series is over. I've just been kind of giving some messages and whatever spirit has been called me to share. Yesterday's show was on like how loss is actually can be an upgrade. So go check it out and listen to it. You can listen to any of my archives on my host profile on newsforthesoulradio.com. I believe that is / Journeys with JoJo. But if you go right to the site, you'll see my picture and you can click my host profile and listen to all my old shows. They should be on Shopify, Spotify, and other networks too. So that's what's going on in the broadcasting world. I also am taking donations as I expand through several other missions and outlets. Some with more broadcasting, some with publishing and working with the homeless community, and as well as starting other businesses with philanthropies that are really rooted in being called to serve. So if you have extra to spare and you have been moved by my services, please donate to us. And your donation will go a long way and help me to serve others further. So you can make a donation right from my website. There's a button that says tip me or support me. You click it, put in a donation, and I so love you for that. Or Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, jojoempathic. So donations are always greatly appreciated, and tips. Thank you, thank you, thank you in advance. What else? So we've got the broadcasting, we've got the EA Center. I offer readings live. Oh, this is something that's new as well. So I feel like I've got an upgrade recently. Just 1 second. That didn't need to be on right now. But so recently, have a bit of an upgrade. I will be giving readings in person at a private vacation home. And it's really a wonderful environment. It's very, I want to say not, it's very kind of New England style, and it's in historic McKinney, Texas. Decorated really cute in there, comfortable, clean, but it's like being in a living room. So I remember going to therapy sessions with my therapist many, many years ago in New York, and it was at her home, and it was just cozy, like a home office. So this is not my home, but it's a very cozy, comfortable setting where I'll have tea and complimentary water for you, where we can sit down and receive a reading in person there. So we can sit in the living room, or there's a really nice dining room. So for in person, I am offering 1 to 2 people for 300. So you can bring a friend, and if you have maybe a few friends that want to come, maybe parties of 4, Those are always really intense and powerful and great. So you can bring your whole family and we can all get comfortable and have a really powerful reading in McKinney, Texas. And then it's right by downtown, so you can go grab something to eat afterwards, which will be really fun for you if you are interested in the restaurants and scene in downtown McKinney. So join me for live readings in person. If you're doing a healing session, I recommend just doing virtual because you can put headphones on, lay down in your own space. Hello. Yes, yes, please do. Chrissy. So today I'm doing live psychic mediumship readings. Please post your question in the live chat. And then payment methods are in the description box. So okay, so let's see here. And so we have this. I'll go ahead and get started. So, Chrissy, I'm going to assume your name is Chrissy. Thank you for joining. Go ahead and please confirm when you send payment. I believe it's $5 for kind of a short, I believe I put in there 1 minute. $10 for a 2 to 3 minute answer, which is typically what I give, is usually we'll give one message in 3 minutes. Or I have $15, ask 1 to 2 questions, 5 minutes to answer. So whatever you prefer, however the duration, go ahead, send payment, confirm, and we'll go ahead and dive in. And anyone tuning in after, I'll just need first name and your question. Thank you so much for joining. All right, Christy, so still just waiting for the duration you're looking for in payment. I'm starting to get a little bit of impressions now. I'm gonna go ahead and draw some cards. Or I use automatic writing as I work with your guides and angels, your higher mind. So I do write. If you're new, you've never had a reading with me. Sometimes I look to the left like this, or I'll close my eyes. I always break the ice. If you get on Zoom with me or in person, I look a little to the side sometimes when I read. It's just me looking out of my third eye. Chrissy. So for Cash App, it's money tag jojoempathic. Venmo, PayPal, it's just at jojoempathic. Getting a little bit of medical intuitive for you too. Got a little bit of a timeline. Are you still there, Chrissy? Hmm. So yeah, $5 quick answer 1 minute, $10 2 to 3 minute answer, $15 5 minutes, $20 8 minutes. I don't know if Chrissy is still here. Got a lot of stuff coming in through for her, but we'll see if she wants to pop back on and I'll go back to my announcements. I'm gonna put this to the side and come back to you guys here in the where I was. Where I was at was updates and with JoJo empathic. So I believe the last thing I was talking about was go in-person readings in McKinney, Texas. What else? What else do I have going on? If you're looking for a healing, what I was saying was that I recommend that you book a virtual session with me for healing because you can put headphones on, excuse me, and lay comfortably and you're in the comfort of your own home. I also want to say, since I'm just like live and doing this, sometimes when I channel, I not only will look up to the left or close my eyes, sometimes I get very burpy. If you're a channeler and you get burpy too, and you're watching this as a replay, drop a comment, okay? Because it happens. Like it's just the energy. Like I get a little bit burpy because there's a lot for this Chrissy. Hope she comes back because there's a lot for her. Um, but we'll see. So healing sessions are great to do from the comfort of your home. And then it's also recorded on Zoom, so you can replay it, which is really nice. So Zoom will give you not only the video, but the audio. So if you play the audio, it's like having a guided meditation, and the healing is timeless. So once you replay it, like in 4 months, you'll still get the benefits of the healing session and you'll still feel it, which is great. So that's what we have going on with that. And then Journey with JoJo, I am looking to work with more clients. It's been interesting. I've had a few different what I've called waves of clients. Some turned into students, which is what ultimately I love and hope for, but not everybody. And I still love a lot of the clients that have joined Journey with JoJo phase 1 and didn't go to phase 2, but I have all the way into phase like 4 at this point, phase 5. I mean, we can continue to work as long together as long as we need to really support your spiritual development or healing goals. Um, I have noticed something interesting I will talk about. is I've had a little bit of trouble towards the end of Journey with JoJo, where there's such a huge, I think, shift in people's lives where I've noticed like I've had a few different um, clients kind of switch up on me, which is interesting. I'm seeing a pattern. They've switched up on me. And I don't like that. So I think that's another reason why I've really been dedicated towards rebranding and shifting my frequency so that I get into alignment with people that are genuine, with more genuine, ready to serve, ready to help themselves, ready to heal themselves, ready to really connect with their spirit guides and get these reins in their own hands. Um, So that's what's really important. If you are someone that is tired of, let's say, even just paying out a psychic medium for to connect with your spirit guides, um, you know, this is a great opportunity for you to um, finally be able to be reconnected with your higher truth and to be reconnected with your abilities and your own innate power. And so spirit's like tapping me on the shoulder. I wonder if this Chrissy is going to come back and maybe watch this in the end. I do kind of feel like I just want to say a few things, whether she's paying me or not. Um, I just want to say a few things for Chrissy. So this might be a free reading. I wasn't anticipating it. So Chrissy, if you come back and watch this as a replay, it, it looks like you have a serious, good, positive turnaround in your love life, and you have choices as well. Like I see you choosing. There's not just one person, there's like a finalist. Like, so you have options of different, I was hearing boyfriend. Um, so it does feel very, very positive in that regard for you. And I think there's going to be an overwhelming sense of relief for you coming in over the next 4 to 6 weeks. I also feel like you have a lot of loved ones on the other side that are encouraging you and supporting you and helping you towards a path of liberation. I do feel there's a woman on the other side. I want to say deceased maternal grandmother that may have had cancer, potentially stage 4. Um, I'm getting the lungs and heart chakra as well. If you come back, please drop a comment afterwards and let us know how this resonates with you. But she's sending you a lot of strength. Like I looked at my strength card, which is there's the 8, the woman in the white robe with the lion, and then you have the Ace of Cups is the next one. So like there's a renewal, there's freedom, there's liberation. I got 2 doves in this reading. It's what I really like for you. And interestingly enough, I wrote down these options, but I also drew the 5, 7 of cups, which is looking at all of these different options. I think that there's going to be financial security coming in for you as well, material possessions. So we're going to see a shift in your home, and this is over the next year. I think that right now, what's really important, and your grandmother is still here, is what I'm about to say goodbye to your guides. But this message I feel really is for you. You're loved, and they're saying like, don't let go of the promise to yourself. Remember your self-worth as you're dating. You're going out into the field, and so this might be through work that you meet someone very like strong affinity, strong attraction, and there's a network that comes from it as well as the more of the establishment of the happy home for you on the material front. So lots of shifts and changes, as well as there is an emphasis also, I think, on your health and um, making sure that you're. I don't know if this is about self-care, but it's about the nourishment that you provide for yourself as a beacon to who you're attracting back to you. So it does feel very congratulatory for you in terms of feeling a huge sense of relief and freedom, but just be open to receive, kind of let go, and you have options coming in, a few different, I think, gentlemen, but you choose one in the end. It looks good. Thank you so much. So if anyone else joins in the next few minutes here, I'll go ahead and do a reading. This was supposed to be a paid show, but I now release any connection here with Chrissy, but it looks like there's a loved one that I didn't want to ignore. I work for the light at the end of the day. I work for the higher power. I work for I have an anointing. I do this for the greater good. There's a calling, and the light is where there's an eternity, and here there is not. So what I recommend for every person is to really develop faith and spirituality and look to the light and communicate with the light, because you are light and that is what's real and that's what's permanent. And so we can't lose faith, we can't lose hope or sight in this material world, which we often get lost in the sauce and do. Okay, because it's not real. It's You're in a dream, your own. And you find that out the more that you give awareness to more of the mystical journey of life, because this is a mystic's walk. I'm not just the only mystic here, we all are. So if I think back as I wrap this up, um, please like, comment, subscribe if you're watching this afterwards. Any of your thoughts on any of the messages I've shared today, please do. Please support. And when I think of updates, the journey with JoJo is really a place where you get that power back in your hands. And then I train healers. I'm in quantum healing, medical intuition, and Reiki. You can take my Reiki course aside from the journey with JoJo phase 2, the healers training. So, and the attunement only takes about 15 minutes. The Reiki course, I believe, is 2 hours, maybe 3, and it's digital. So you have 2 days to access to it, and then we just get on the phone for an attunement, and you are a Reiki practitioner. I also am opening up the EA Center to Reiki practitioners. So if you're looking to just join the community and maybe you're not ready yet for quantum healing or psychic surgery or like really developing more of your abilities, you can still join us, which is really fun and exciting. So I think that's the main things I'm here to share today is keep going, America. Um, we're going to get out of this. Necessary change. And that's it. I think that's all I have for you guys. So it's about almost an hour here. Thank you so much if you are watching this afterwards for joining.